Hi everybody, this is Linda and welcome back to Hands That Cook. Now today I'm going to make Italian meatballs, and this is not my recipe, it is my Aunt Frannie's recipe, and she made the best meatballs that I've ever eaten, but I didn't get a recipe, she didn't have a recipe. But I talked to her daughter because Aunt Frannie has passed away. And she told me what Aunt Frannie put in her meatballs. And so I'm going to attempt to make her meatballs today. Now in the bowl I've got 1.5 pounds of, this is mixed hamburger and chuck. Ground chuck, and for every pound of hamburger or chuck you use a teaspoon of salt. So I put 1.5 teaspoons of salt in here, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and she said just take the Italian seasoned breadcrumbs and shake it across the meat, and the cheese, which is Pecorino Romano. She said do not use Parmesan. So that's been shaken. And there was 2 eggs per pound, so I added 3 eggs. Now the only other thing she put in here was parsley. And I'm going to shake this across. And garlic powder. No, I'm sorry, basil. And garlic powder, but I did not, for some reason, didn't get the garlic powder out. She said she did not use oregano. So there's the basil. And get my garlic powder out. And one thing she did differently was she put her raw meatballs, after she mixed them up, right into the sauce. So what I'm going to do right now is lower this thing and get it mixed, and roll them up and drop them into the sauce, and I'm going to let that sauce cook about 4 hours, and we'll be back. Well, here's our meal. The spaghetti, the meatballs, and the Italian sausage, and the homemade sauce. And my Aunt Fran, she made big meatballs, so I made big meatballs. And a few other things that I was told is don't use anything more than 70-30% meat. And my best guess in telling you how to season this meat is to pass over that meat in a medium shake 3 times. And then get it all mixed up. Now I used my mixer and it was on the lowest speed because I didn't want the meatballs or the ground beef to be you know, mushy, not ground beef anymore. So I didn't use a high speed to mix it. So it mixed about 5 minutes. And remember, for every pound of meat you use 2 eggs also. So I'll put the ingredients down below, and you'll just have to remember what I told you about how many times to move across the meat with the ingredients. And I'd say, as far as the garlic powder, I would add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. The only thing I actually measured was the salt and pepper because I didn't want it to be salty. So, you know, I used 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper. And I honestly could have used more pepper. But Sam is here. He's going to test it. You ready, Sammy?
Oh, yeah.
So let's get busy here.
This is an old recipe. Mm-hmm. That's what you told me.
Yeah, my Aunt Frannie, she passed away. She was a wonderful person, and her family, I loved them. I loved them. 3 girls and a boy.
Yeah, of course, I've been smelling it cooked for a couple of hours or more.
Yeah, longer than that.
If it tastes as good as it smells, it's delicious.
Did you want any cheese?
I was going to put just a touch on there, but ain't no hurry.
Alright. How's the meatballs? Other than being hot.
They're flavorful. You can tell they got a lot of herbs and spices in them. Yeah, very good.
Now, according to her daughter, Michelle, those are the only spices she used. She never put oregano in there, ever. Just basil and I forgot what the other one was now.
They're delicious. The
Parsley.
meatballs are delicious. The spaghetti sauce is delicious. And I'm starving.
Well, that's good. You got anything else for us?
Well, I don't know if I... This guy loved football, and he had this blonde girlfriend, and she had never been to a football game. So he decided to carry her, and so anyway, after the game, he said, well, what did you think? And she said, well, I didn't fully understand it, you know. I don't know why all that commotion over a quarter. He said, what are you talking about? He said, well, at the beginning of the game, they threw up a quarter, and they fought over it the whole game. She said they kept hollering, get the quarterback. So, I don't.
Very good. All right, guys, you'll see the ingredients below this recipe. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. It only takes a few seconds, and hit that bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
It's very delicious spaghetti. It's you can tell it's an old recipe. They don't do this. They don't go to this trouble anymore nowadays.
No, I cooked that sauce 4 hours. All right, guys, until next time, you all take care, and God bless every one of you.